everybody, this is Joey Evans, and today I'm taking a look at a game that it's actually a couple years old, but I realized we have not reviewed on the channel. I ended up getting this game because the designer also did a game, Gun It, which I really liked, and that is reviewed here on the channel. And this is one of his past games, and I thought, you know what? Let's give this a try, because I love going off the shelf as much as I love going off the press. This is a game based on golf. It's more of a family-style game, although I have played this a lot with adults. But this is a quick and casual dice golfing game. It's about golf. Love it. So this whole thing is pretty much you're rolling dice and you're going down a fairway trying to get to the green. But the cool part is everyone creates a hole. So you're going to have to play through the hole that other people create. And also you're going to have to play through your own hole. So don't make it too difficult. But pretty much before we get into what I thought about this game, let's quickly see how it's played. Okay, we are set up for a game of Roll-In One here. Now, this is not a full rules teach. This is just kind of to show you kind of the way the game is played. First off, everyone's going to get a different golfer here, and they also have little asymmetric abilities. For example, this one says once per hole, can change clubs mid-turn. Numbers don't reset. Sandra, once per hole, ignore a penalty, and all of these. Now, the nice thing is, you're going to choose your golfer, and on the back, for the ones you don't choose, those are going to be player aids that are going to tell you how the dice move and what is on each die. Now, also you're going to get some caddy cards. We'll get to those in a moment. But your whole thing is, first off, starting with the first player, everyone's going to create a hole. And you're going to use first off the tee, and then you're going to put the hole somewhere and use kind of 2 to 4 of these different areas here, and they're double-sided, so you can kind of make your own hole. So you're going to create that, and then you're going to be the first one to golf. You're going to send this off. First, you've got to choose your different iron here, or you can do a wood. So right here, we've got wood, 4-iron, 6-iron, 9-iron, wedge, putter. Each thing has different numbers and different symbols on there. I'm going to go briefly what those do. First off, let's go through these. A number, here's the general way it works. If you're going to roll, say your first roll is we're going to say your first roll is a putter is a 6. All right? Say I'm right there. Sorry, it's not a putter. It's a wood. Say I roll a 6. Okay? And my direction is going to be this way. If I roll a 6, I then move forward. Now 6 is my number to beat. Anything higher than that, I keep moving. So if I roll an 8, I'll keep moving. Then if I roll again and say it's a 1, I have not beaten that 8, so my ball drops right here. All right? So you're going to keep going, trying to get higher numbers to go forward. Simple enough. Now is where everything else comes in. This triangle right here, what does that mean? Well, you're going to move 1 space unless you're in the trees. So if I was there and I rolled this, well, I would then fall. I got stuck in a tree. I would fall right here. All right? Then also, the other ones have different symbols here. These right here, some of them have different kind of dots on them. For example, this one, like that. That is going to tell you how many spaces you will move, and then you will just drop right there. So again, if I were to do this here, well, let's say here, and I do 3, 1, 2, 3, I'd move 3, and then my ball would drop right there. Then you have also got the curve. This is going to be pretty important, especially take a look here. If I send it off from this tee, if I go straight, well, I'm going to go off the board. But this right here, say I'm here and I hit one of these curves, then I can then curve 60 degrees in any direction. So I would then go this way, and just like that. And then there's one other symbol here. This right here is kind of a curve and movement. So you're going to move a space, turn 60 degrees, then move 1 space, and then you're going to land. So that kind of ends your turn there. So now how this gets interesting is the fact that all the different dice are different. For example, wood are just numbers and the triangles. So you can really fly if you don't have trees. And then 4-iron is more numbers, and you also have some curves, and you've got the triangles we can land. 6-iron's a mixture of everything, 9-iron. So all of these are going to be different. Now let's go to what all of these different symbols mean. First off, penalties. Penalties are a big part of this game. So if you were to drop right here in the water, then you're going to get a penalty. It's going to go to you, and then you're going to set to the side. All right? And you're going to go next to one of those areas. All right? So then that's the water. Also, fairway. Fairway is if you land in the fairway, say you're landing right here, then you move one forward. So your ball hits the fairway and then rolls. All right, so that's what a fairway does. And then the trees, pretty much that's going to happen is triangles make you fall. So the trees are high and you kind of hit those trees. And then if you land in the sand right there, then on your when you start your turn, your first roll doesn't move you. So you have to kind of hit through the sand. So whatever you roll first, your ball does not move. Okay, and let's touch on caddy cards for a moment. First off, these are cards that we played at any time. You're going to start off with 3 of those, and you get another one every round. So there are things like add or subtract 3 from the rolled number, take a penalty token from any player and give it to someone else, and stop the ball, things like that. There's also a reroll. There's different types of things in these caddy cards that are going to help you. Finally, the way the hole ends, say everyone is here, just like this. And then finally, red makes it right there to the green. So now that hole is over, but you do finish the round. So if red finish it like, say this is the end of the round here, so you do end it, remove it from play, and how are you going to score? For example, white here, you're going to score the number of penalty tokens that you hold plus the number of players that are closer to you to the green, including the ones on the green. So example, if white right here had 1 penalty token, and then you've got yellow and red, so that would be a score of 3 for white. And then you go ahead and write that on your handy dandy score pad, just like that. And then you're going to go to the next person who then designs a hole, and everyone has to play through that hole. And then the last person goes and designs a hole, and then you play through that hole. So everybody gets to design a hole, and you all play through it. And as normal with golf, the lowest score wins. So quickly, in a nutshell, that is how you play Roll in One. Okay, again, that's not all the rules, but that is a quick and dirty about how to play Roll in One. First off, we played this initially with our daughter, and because it seems like a family style game, the artwork leans towards family and all that, so I think that's kind of what this is billed as. But also, we did play it with different friends that love golf to see what they thought about it. Let's first talk about the dice. There is a lot of luck in this game because obviously you're rolling dice. But I also love the fact that all these dice the custom dice are really nice. For example, looking at them, the wood is one of those that just goes straight. And the 4-iron is a bit more versatile. It can turn. You've got the 6-iron that can turn or can just stop. And then you've got the 9-iron that really depends on what you roll. You could be moving or you can be moving and then just stop. So all of these, in the putt, of course, does exactly what it's supposed to do, and the wedge curves. So I love the choice on which different club to use when you go forward. And again, like I said, it is random. You will roll a 1. If you roll low at first, you can really start to move that ball forward. But then also the caddy cards come into play, and people will have a reroll. Drop a reroll. It's like, okay, I'm going to reroll. I'm going to add something to that. I'm going to move something that way. The caddy cards really are fantastic. And then also the caddy cards can change directions. Because when you have those caddy cards, for example, if you go with the wood, there's really no way to curve. You're going to go straight. And the majority of holes are not designed that way. You have to have some sort of curve on there. But if you hold one of those caddy cards that allows you to curve, I think it's great. Or some of the player abilities allow that as well. Let's actually mention the players. The artwork in there is cute. I think the artwork on the actual hexes looks like golf. The other ones, these are very cute. And again, family oriented, and they're very simple rule set. For example, right here, can count a tied roll as a success. That's pretty big. Instead of like when you roll a 7, if you roll another 7, you would normally just drop there, but you can continue going. I like that. Once per hole may move 1 space forward without rolling. I did this a lot. This is one of my favorite guys here. And once per hole can swap a caddy card with any in the discard pile. So all these add that little bit extra to the game. Now this is, I would consider it's a little more than a filler game for me because I think it is a very short end of the night game, but it's pretty fun to put this forward. Now the game seems very simple, and it is very simple, but I think the beauty of it comes into those moments where you get those I like quick and casual games like this that have those moments where you start to cheer and you're like, Oh man, like when someone is rolling and they just keep going and going, and you're like, come on, you hit it that far with an iron? And then they have the perfect curves, they come around and you wonder how close they're going to be. I really like that. Now, there is downtime when other people are rolling their dice. Of course there is. But it happens so fast and you are engaged in watching that curve back and forth that it goes by quickly. And again, this is I don't know about the 5 minutes, but I think it is about a 15, 20-minute game. So one other thing is my daughter compared it to Mario Maker. I guess it's a big Switch game that you have to create your own Mario level, but before you publish it, you have to go through it. So when you're creating this hole, you can make just this monster hole that's very difficult, lots of traps, but you're also going to have to kind of drive or putt your way through it. So you don't want to make it too tough. I think that's kind of where the beauty is in the simplicity of this game. This is not a heavy game by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it's really, really enjoyable. This one I'm coming in at a 7 on because this is something that's really fun. It's a nice end-of-the-night game that after you play something heavy, you want to get something quick. It comes out quick. It goes up quick. And it is roll in one. And honestly, here in Florida with our heat, this is the only way that I would golf. And it's cheaper. Man, green fees are expensive. Anyway, I'm Joey Evans, and I can golf now.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us for that video. If you haven't yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hey, make sure you check out what's happening where I'll cover an app on an iOS or a Switch device, and you can check it out along with me. Thanks very much. You've been watching The Dice Tower.